So the season's kicking off, mid-season already, a little bit past mid-season. Getting a lot of Twitter questions about all-star games, regional combines, getting a lot of just general questions on certain things about certain all-star games. Let me go through them and let me tell you what I think real quick. I'm going to make a YouTube video. I want to post it. I want you guys to know. I'm driving into work, but I want to make sure I get this out there because you guys need to know what's going on, what's smart, what's not smart, everything. So right now, at your current state, you guys are almost completed your season. The agent process is beginning. Agents have probably been contacting you. If they haven't, then, let us know. I mean, try to send us some film. We can tweet it out. If you're looking for an agent, we'll try to help you out the best we can. There's thousands of agents now. I think another 70, 80 have just been certified within this past year. So, I mean, the numbers are booming for that aspect. So that's not a problem. But you need to be seen. You need to get in front of NFL personnel, CFL personnel, AFL, IFL, whatever. These scouts, they come to these events. How can you turn around and how can you get people to watch you? That's what the most important thing is from this point forward until draft, is now focused on getting people to come in, watch you, understand who you are, and get a better look at you. A lot of NFL teams have already had teams, their scouts come into your facility, and as they come into your facility, they're looking at you, they're talking to your coaches. This is a big one. Now, when I say this, if you had a bad relationship with your coach, if you and your coach were mouthing off to each other, if you had just a bad rep, or maybe you didn't take things seriously, your coach is gonna more than likely tell the truth on these situations. Now, your coach may fabricate some things too. I've seen it happen. You can think I'm crazy for saying this. There will be coaches that will fabricate stuff, and they will say that you're the worst of the worst because they don't like you or whatever. But you still have to persevere through this. You have to let other people see that you're not that way. All right? I had a kid last year, for example, actually 2 years ago. His coach said that he was no good, that he was a scumbag, that he was in fights all the time, that he was some trash, basically. He told every NFL scout, don't touch him, don't do this, don't do that. He's currently in the NFL right now. But we had to put together letters for this kid to prove that he wasn't that guy. We had to make their head coach go back and call these scouts and tell them that whoever was saying that stuff wasn't saying it in the best interest of the kid. It was trying to hurt the kid. It was bad. It was a bad situation, but it happens, and it happens all the time. So let me get that out there first. Coaches aren't angels, not all the time. I'll say that much. Not all coaches are bad, but some coaches are not in your best interest. Let's be honest. Next, what you need to look at, regional combines. You need to be seen. If you go to school at, let's say, Southern Arkansas, and you have 2 scouts that have came in through your facility, and you're a big player at Southern Arkansas, you need to go to a regional combine. If you're at Arkansas Monticello, if you're at West Florida, if you're at these small schools like this, 90% of those pro days are scheduled around the big D1 pro days. So, for example, in Louisiana, you have LSU's pro day. Right after LSU's pro day, you have Southern's pro day. So there's a good chance that Southern's going to get quite a bit of scouts. So when you have pro days lined up like that, that's a benefit. But if you're in the middle of nowhere, if you're in a small school in Houston Baptist, or you're in one of these schools that's out there that you don't have a lot of scouts around, you need to get into a regional combine. All right? People talk bad about regional combines all the time, and the ones that talk bad about it are the ones that didn't have the talent most of the time to make it. And I'm saying it, and it's blunt, and I'm not trying to be rude. These are NFL scouts or former scouts that run these events. They're the ones testing your 40. They're the ones running you through routes. or whatever you positional drills. If they like you, they push you through to a bracket of the super regional combine. Number one, all your data that's entered into that database goes directly to all 32 NFL teams. So this data goes to every NFL team in the NFL. CFL teams can get it. AFL teams can get it. This database is open for everybody to see, which is huge. This is a huge thing. So if you really want to get out there and you have the talent, if you're a speedster, but yet you don't have a lot of stats, if you're a guy who can jump out the gym, but you don't have a lot of stats, or maybe you have an opportunity, man, you say, man, listen, man, I know I'm better than what I was, what they had me being, or whatever my coaches believed in me, or whatever. Go to the super regional. Go to the regional. Pass through. If you blaze a 4.440 or you blaze a 4.340, 90% of the time you're getting sent to the super regional. If you can catch, if you can do whatever you're supposed to do in your position, and you can blaze like that, yeah, 90% of the time you're going on to the super regional. So the super regional is a big event. All 32 teams are present, and now you're basically working. You just landed a pro day in front of all 32 teams. So that's why it's important. Another thing with pro days, if you're in Southern Arkansas, let's say you're in Southern Arkansas, I don't know what's the closest school to Arkansas, but let's just say, for example, the University of Arkansas is close to Southern Arkansas, which I don't know if it is. Don't hold me to this. I've never been to Arkansas. But if Southern Arkansas is within a 60-mile radius of Arkansas, so it's 60 miles around. I believe it's 60 the entire way around. If it's 60 in a round circle, and let's say Arkansas comes up and you go, wow, man, it's only 60 miles from me. That's great. Your agent can contact Arkansas and see if they will allow you to participate in their pro day. So if you're in FIU in Florida, because I have a lot of FIU guys, I know it's not a small school, but I want to throw it out there. If FIU and you're there and you don't have a lot of scouts, Miami, you can go to Miami's pro day because you're within a 60-mile radius. So these little things like that help. And sometimes it doesn't hurt to do multiple pro days, because at that whatever the better pro day is the one that they're going to keep in the system. So my recommendation to you, if you go to a pro day and it's -6 degrees outside, there's snow on the ground, the field looks like crap, I don't know if you're a star player and your agent's there with you, I would have my agent talking to the scout that's there and saying, hey, is there any way, man, you can call to get him in a better workout, man? This is crazy, man. Because a lot of these better facilities, they'll accept, like, for example, Miami, LSU, these schools like that, they'll accept you into their pro day if NFL scouts will call on your behalf. So rather than you going out and running a 4.940 and then blaming it on the weather, you might want to talk to somebody and see, hey, man, come on, man, I'll run it. I don't want to say I'm not going to run it, but that's why it's important for me, in my opinion, to go to a regional combine. Because in a regional combine, you're inside, you're not outside. You're on turf. It's a different story. You're being timed by NFL scouts compared to your gym trainer, your bodybuilding, weightlifting guy. He's timing you, and he don't know what he's doing. He's cutting it shorter. He's making it faster or slower. Go to somebody that does this for a living. That's why a regional combine is important to me. So regional combines, that's my opinion on it. It costs about $150 to $200. I don't know exactly what it is. They come out. You need to go on their website, check it out. I'm telling you, it is super worth it, especially if you're a small schooler. If you're a small schooler and you're trying to make it in the NFL and you run in a 4.840 at your snowy pro day and you don't go to a regional combine, don't blame me, because I gave you the hints. Now, I gave you the advice. I'm telling you, you want to go to a regional combine in a small school. It doesn't hurt to have multiple 40s out there, multiple positional workouts. You're going to get better as you practice them. So go out and do as many as you can, as long as you don't injure yourself. My opinion. Okay? Agents might say something different. But remember, agents, they don't always tell you the truth either. And you can ask a lot of NFL players, they can tell you that. So at this time, I'm just going to say this. Take in the regional combine thing. Think about it. Look at it. Because it's serious, man. And it's something that can help you hugely. I mean, it's a monster. Alejandro Villanueva, starting left tackle of the Steelers, came from regional combine. Never played football a day in his life. Green Beret, walked on, and he killed it. Okay? Look at Wendell Williams. Fastest 40 time. Kid ran a 4.1940 at the regional combine. He was a Houston Texan, made it in the CFL. He's been bouncing around. He's working out now, trying to get a shot again. There was a kid, I remember USF's center, Austin Ryder, I think his name was. He got drafted from the regional combine. He killed it. Straight up killed it, went to the super regional, and the Washington Redskins drafted him. So don't tell me a super regional and the regionals don't work. I'll call horse crap on that every day. So think about regionals. They're intelligent. They're smart. And that's what I got to say on that. We'll keep these updated and going through a couple things. All-Star games, I'll talk a little bit more about that. I will say this, All-Star games, if you don't have any All-Star games and they're calling you, that's a wonderful thing. If you don't have an All-Star game, the Dream Bowl. The Dream Bowl was a newer game a couple years ago. The Dream Bowl's had some success. They had Chester Rogers going pro out of there from Indy. They had Jalen Ware get drafted out of there now. So, I mean, NFL scouts are well aware of the Dream Bowl now. It is a very obvious thing that they're going to be paying attention to. So that's a beautiful thing for the Dream Bowl. Shout out to Eric Gelko on that and the guys at the Dream Bowl. They've done an awesome job. I'm telling you, that's a great game. You need to check it out. If you got an invite from there, I would tell you you're a fool not to go, especially if you have nothing else. You'd be a fool not to go. There's the FCA Scout game that's down in Daytona Beach, I believe. That's a game. Jason Kroom, I believe, played in that game last year. He's a Buffalo Bills practice squad. So guys are getting shots from there too. These guys had a great game down there. And if you go down there and you perform, you're going to get a shot. Listen, there's not enough games to go around, y'all. So, I mean, if you think and you holding out and you think that you're a top 150 player and you're going to get, for sure, you're going to get a Senior Bowl, or for sure you're going to get an East-West Shrine game, or for sure you're going to get an NFLPA, after those three, y'all, there isn't nothing else really to really hang your hat on. You need to go where NFL scouts are going to be. The College Gridiron Classic's another good one. They have scouts there every year. So you have the College Gridiron Classic, the Dream Bowl, the FCS Scout game, the East-West Shrine game, the NFLPA game, and the Senior Bowl. That's more than you've had in a long time, and these are some decent games. I mean, these are some of them's event. I think the College Gridiron Classic is an event, but they're ran by some good people. The former IFL head coach is one of the main people on the College Gridiron guys. One of the CFL GMs is on board on that. So, I mean, there's some good people and staff on this. So, I don't care if it costs you a little bit of money. If it costs a little bit of money for success, that's okay. It's okay. And, you know, it depends how much money. But if for a couple $100, if you can get an opportunity to get in front of NFL scouts and your school's not getting it for you, save your $100. Start saving it up. Get in there, man. If that's your dream is to play in the NFL or play in the CFL, don't cut yourself short for $100 or a couple $100. That's all I'm going to tell you. Sometimes you got to put down some. So if you can get into it, get into it. But these all-star games are out there, man. They're out there. They work. You need to get in front of scouts. If you're not in front of scouts, you're not doing anything. I don't care how great you are. There's a couple awesome players from last year that did not get in front of scouts, and they're kicking themselves for it every day now. I know it because they email me and text me every day. And there's nothing I can do because I can't go out and time your 40. So I'd go out and I'd ask you, please take these things serious. Take these invites as a blessing. It's a blessing to get an invite to anything. If this team wants you, think, man, be honest. And now look it though. If you get an invite to an all-star game, I'm gonna finish it out with this. If you get an invite to an all-star game and another bigger game comes along and offers, you can accept that game and move on. None of these all-star games are going to be worried about that. None of them are going to be mad about that. So think about that. God bless you. Better yourself. Team Diamond, baby.